What are we going to talk about today? All right, hello. Today we are going to talk about how to find your agent. So you want to buy a house, you want to sell a house, that's great, but you don't know how to pick your agent. You know how to pick your nose, you know how to pick your friends, but you don't know how to pick your friend's nose or how to pick a realtor. Chris Bradford here to give you industry tips, tricks, and secrets. Remember to subscribe to my channel. So today we're going to talk about how to find your real estate agent. Now, of course, the easiest thing to do is ask friends, relatives for their referrals. And if you have a friend that you really trust their opinion and value it, then by all means, go that route. Let's say that you don't have anybody that you really value their opinion. Sorry. Google your area. You know, you're just slamming out on that keyboard. You know, Timbuktu real estate agent. Who pops up that is not a paid advertisement? One thing I would advise you to do is get on Zillow, research your area, pull up any realtors in that area and start reading those reviews. More than likely, the agents are asking their clients to provide these reviews, so they're probably all going to be 4 to 5 stars. But with that being said, if an agent has a lot of good reviews, then obviously they have had a lot of satisfied customers. See if there are any other reviews on Trulia, realtor.com. Make sure you look at the dates that these reviews were actually posted. If the last one was about a year ago, then that might tell you that they haven't been as active recently. So just something to kind of keep an eye on. After you've identified about 3 agents, start stalking them. Start creeping around on them. Check out their Facebook account, both business and personal. Look at their Twitter, Instagram. If you're going through there and you start to see some red flags that makes you think that maybe the personalities aren't going to click, go with that gut instinct and move on to another realtor. You can put out a Facebook post, say, hey, I'm looking for a realtor in such and such area. Does anybody have any recommendations? And then sift through all that and then follow the steps I said before on your stalking. So we've identified 3 agents. Now what's the next step? Got to make your phone calls. Got to do your own due diligence. Start interviewing these agents. Call them up. How quickly do they respond? If you leave a message, do they call back promptly? When they answer the phone, do they answer it in a professional manner? Or do they answer it like they just woke up and maybe they've had an all-nighter? Do they seem as if they're trying to provide you value before they're asking you to provide them with something? You want an agent who is a giver, who is going to give up their time, give up their knowledge to you before they ask for anything in return. Some of the questions you're going to want to ask are you a full-time agent? Have they had any other experience in other fields? How long have they been doing this? What do their numbers look like? Even though it may not make any difference to you what their numbers look like, and you may not even have a clue as to what is good or bad, you will have something to gauge each agent off of after you've collected this information. Are they connected to the community? Are they involved in the community? Do they have a team? Do they have people working with them? What's their system? You want to start listening for key words such as communication, attention to detail. These are all things that you're going to need in your agent after you're under contract, because you want an agent who is not only going to find you a house, but also knows how to get to the finish line. When selling your home, there's a whole nother list of items to ask your agent. So I've made a whole nother video on what to ask when interviewing for a seller's agent, so check that out. But let's say you've done a phone interview with these 3 agents. Now you're going to ask for them to send you an email. You want to make sure that their email responses are both professional and prompt, because this is going to be the main form of communication they're using when dealing with the lenders, appraisers, inspectors, the whole 9 yards. Now you've done this with all 3 realtors. Now it's time to make a choice. So let's say you've done all this and all 3 realtors are pretty comparable to each other. The only thing you can do now is go with who do you click with the best, because this is going to be your buddy throughout the process. If you really wanted to go all out, then invite each of them to a cup of coffee and see which one you gel with the most. Hi. Glad you could come. Glad I could make it. Now let's say that you don't want to go through this process. You don't have time for it. You don't like the thought of calling up people. You don't like the thought of doing all this research, but you want to have the best represent you. What do? Some people are not just moving within the same area. Some people are moving from one area to another. If you have an agent that you're using in one area and you feel really comfortable with them, then you could ask them to do that legwork for you, and they would look around and search for someone to represent you in the other area. Now, the reason that they would actually do a good job for you is because they would be getting a referral fee from that other agent. So they're not going to want to send you to some Joe Schmo who's not going to do their work. So take advantage of this situation and ask that realtor to do that work for you. I know when I send out referrals, I like to follow up with phone calls, make sure that that other agent is doing their work. I'll also ask my clients how the process is going. It's a great way to have checks and balances and making sure that you're getting the service that you deserve. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Please remember to like, make a comment, give me some feedback on some things that you do to look for a good realtor, and keep it classy, San Diego.